Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan Battle video. In this video we are going to be taking a look at the, performance of INT LR Gohan Kid at 100% in the Hidden Potential system. Now he's a really strong unit, and as with Goku, he was brought about with part 2 of the 8th anniversary in DBZ Dokkan Battle. He is also a carnival unit, which means he has the ability to be obtained with green coins. Now in terms of his leader skill, he's a 200% lead for the Bond of Master and Disciple. This is basically a category that's predominantly covered by units like Trunks, Piccolo, Gohan, and a couple of Gokus and Vegetas here or there. In terms of his super attack effects, he has unit super attacks, which can be activated depending on which units are in the same rotation as him. On his normal 12 key, he raises attack. On his normal ultra super attack, he raises attack and defense. With his unit super attack, which is only activated at 18 key, he greatly raises attack, raises defense, and causes mega colossal damage to all enemies, which makes it an AoE. With his other unit super attack, the same effect, but one is applied when he has Piccolo in rotation, and the other is applied when he has a Goku, Krillin, Yamcha, or Tien in rotation. In terms of his passive, he activates the entrance animation upon entry once only, has Ki +4, attack and defense of 58%, and launches a additional attack which has a great chance of becoming a super attack for 6 turns from the start of turn. He has a baseline 4 Ki and attack and defense of 158%, and when an enemy is hit by his ultra super attack or a unit super attack, he will reduce damage received from that enemy by 30% for the duration of the turn. He also has an additional Ki +1 up to 5 and defense +8% up to 58% with each attack received. He has an additional attack of 58% starting from the turn in which he receives the 5th attack in battle, and he launches a guaranteed additional super attack starting from the turn in which he receives the 8th attack in battle. His active skill is instant under the full moon and can be activated when his HP is 58% or less, or when there's another Bond of Master and Disciple category ally attacking in the same turn, starting from the 5th turn from the start of battle. This will massively raise his attack, cause ultimate damage to the enemy, and within the same turn make his attacks effective against all types. He has the Innocent Sand Warrior race, all in the family of Z Fighters, Gaze of Respect, Fierce Battle, and Legendary Power. And he's on Bond of Master and Disciple, Bond of Parent and Child, Earthbred Fighters, Giant Ape Power, Goku's Family, Hybrid Sand Saga, and Youth. So he's a pretty decent unit. I think overall Gohan's a unit that's incredibly solid. He's really reliable. He's powerful defensively, especially once he hits the enemy with his super attack. That ability to reduce damage by 30% is really good. We've seen it on the Jackie Chun World Tournament unit, and he's incredibly effective when that occurs. It's definitely something that's really good for his defensive capabilities. Now the ability for him to stack on his 18 key is also very good, and the greatly raising attack does help him. In terms of build for Gohan, I think because of the fact that he benefits a lot from having additional already built into his passive. For the first 6 turns he has a great chance of additional, then after he's received his 8th attack in battle he has a guaranteed additional. So I just think it's better to rather look at building him into crit. He only has that one turn where he has attacks effective against all types, so building him into crit is pretty good. You don't gain much from additional 12 keys, as most 12 key super attacks only raise his attack for 1 turn, which is pretty important. Now beyond that, he's honestly really quite good. I think he's really solid. I think he as a unit is very good. I think he, just like Goku, is a unit that's good at most things. He's strong defensively, he has decent offensive output, he has baked in Ki into his system, he is meant to take hits, he has guard for a long period of time which allows you to use him to set your team up, to set him up. And so I think there's not a lot of problems with him. Much like Goku though, his link set is a little bit lacking. His best link partner is Goku, and outside of Goku he only really has partners that are 4 links or 3 links, So he doesn't have a crazy link partner. He also doesn't have any key links, except for Gaze of Respect. And very similarly to Goku, although he gives himself ki, this can cause you some problems with the other unit that you have in your rotation, because they won't be able to get ki from him. Of course, beyond that, I actually find Gohan to be probably the unit I want a bit more. He's a little bit more limited than Goku, but I think he fits perfectly into a lot of his teams with that ability to reduce damage, and with that ability for him to just be an incredibly solid unit. You can see right now his active skill occurring, and it's a really nicely well done active skill. I think animations wise, Gohan is a little bit better than Goku. At least from my perspective, I find him to just be a unit I enjoyed watching the animations of a bit more. He and Goku don't need dupes to be good units. I think they're both very acceptable at 55%. One nice thing about Gohan is, much like Goku, he shares 4 links with quite a few very solid LR units. Goku himself, alongside also the physical LR Gohan and the tech LR Goku Gohan. But he shares 3 links with plenty of units. It's just going to depend a lot on how you want to use them and how you want him to do. You can see on screen right now, as we've been obviously discussing him, he does do very well. He stacks at a very decent pace. And he's a solid unit when it comes to performance. Offensively, he's not going to output most times huge attack stats. He can get there eventually because he does raise attack, but you're not looking at a unit that's going to be ripping 14, 15 million attack stats super quickly into the fight. He doesn't really accelerate his offensive capabilities that much, as he's more defensively kind of bound. But he still can do some good attack stats. Obviously, much like Goku, if you can trigger all of his passes within the same turn, he tends to then, within that 6-turn window where he has that additional key attack and defense, he can then look really impressive, but beyond that, it doesn't make him overtly crazy. I think for the most part, Gohan's really the perfect second slot unit. Once you stick him in the second slot, he's literally never going to fail you, and I think from that perspective I find him to be really, really good. In terms of teams, he's probably going to run best on Bond of Master and Disciple, Hybrid Saiyans, or you can run him into Earthbred Fighters. Obviously his unit super attacks are important, but they're not crucial to his build. The greatly raising attack is awesome, and the AoE effect is also really good, but you don't need these to be effective. He can obviously also gain attack and defense from his normal 18 key, so it's not like you have to have the unit super attack for him to stack or to be as effective as you want him to be. Generally speaking, he does quite well, regardless of unit super attack or not. It's not a mandatory system that you need to activate for him to be OP or really strong or really, really good. It's just something that makes him even better, which I think is something that I appreciate. Overall, I'd say Gohan's probably my personal favorite out of the two, although I would say both him and Goku are exceptionally good units, as most carnival units are. I think the only real bummer with him is the limitation of categories, and the fact that he doesn't provide key from his links, outside of Gaze of Respect. It just hinders the other units in rotation a little bit, but beyond that he's really, really solid. And obviously his link set's not that malleable, but across the board he's still a very good unit that you don't really need to cater to. You can leave him, he can do his own thing. After a while he can even be first slot unit, just depending on how quickly you stack him, and it doesn't take him too long to get going. Both him and Goku are very, very good in that regard, especially at 100%, as I'm sure we all can imagine. But yeah, overall, really, really good unit. So now we're going to take a look at this link set. Overall, it's a really solid link set. Your Sand Warrior race, All in the Families, is a very strong defensive link that a lot of really good units share, like Physical Ultimate Gohan or AGL Goku. VS Battle, Z Fighters, Z Fighters and Gaze of Respect are probably his more out there links. The Innocence helps him on a youth team. Legendary Power is kind of standard. So really the only one you mainly want to focus on is All in the Family, which is one of the more easily achievable ones that you want to get. Outside of that, the rest are interchangeable as need be. In terms of link leveling, Gazer Respect is a very good link that gains a lot of value, but Gazer Respect is not held by a lot of units. It's not really the biggest link set overall. It's generally speaking held by Piccolo units. Obviously you can link him with Piccolo units, of course, but it's not really a huge link in the grand scheme of things. I think the one Piccolo that uses it that you're probably wanting to consider is the Strength movie heroes Piccolo, and Gohan's not a movie hero, so you're losing out there overall. But it's still something that does gain from link leveling, if not overtly spectacularly. Of course, beyond that, I would say you can link level him if you want. You'll gain some minor attack boosts, which will help him in the long run, considering attack is the one area he can definitely benefit from. But you don't really need to prioritize link leveling. You don't really need to prioritize his links due to how much ki he has baked in his passive. So realistically, I would say don't worry about his links so much, and more just be concerned about the second slot unit and how they interact with floaters, or maybe if it's just a first slot unit, that you're not too worried about them requiring links either. I think at the end of the day, that's not really something you need to be super aware of. I think Gohan does a great job as is. I think he does a great job in his environment. I think he's a really solid unit from that perspective. Beyond that, link-wise, nothing too crazy to focus on. Gohan, exceptional job. Great stacking unit, stacks with very good speed. His best linking partner is the AGL LR Goku, as you can imagine, and he himself links up great with him, so if you have the two of them, that's a really good pairing. But yeah, that's basically going to be it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. See you next time. Bye.